sorry it has been quite a while since I last filmed anything. There's been a lot going on. First of all, I got a bad chest infection which led to like pleurisy, and I was on 3 lots of different antibiotics for a total of nearly 2 months. And yeah, it just took ages to clear up. That's Mazikeen making a noise. Yeah, so that took a long time to clear up. I was, you know, struggling with day-to-day stuff, the shortness of breath, just doing simple things. I was out of breath, I was tired, I was sleeping a lot, but we managed to get that cleared up. So I'll just do like a little kind of health update, what's been going on with all of that, because there's some different things which I'll try and film from now. I didn't film anything prior to this to do with it, just because I'm trying to wrap my head around some of it. But the first thing, which was let me see, I've looked at all my pieces of paper for all of this stuff because I forget. Okay, so it was the 9th of August, I had an appointment with the breast clinic, and it had been maybe like 3 years or maybe longer, maybe less, I don't remember. I found a small lump on the kind of right side, kind of under here, and yeah, they didn't think anything was to worry about. It didn't feel like anything sinister. They just put it down to, this was my local GP, thought it was probably just a cyst, nothing to worry about. I could go and have it looked into if I wanted, but I just didn't like the idea of that, so I left it. But on and off for those past couple years, it had been getting painful and bigger. Yeah, I finally went back to the GP, explained that it had been getting more painful, bigger, and started to get like swelling around it. Yeah, the lady there said I needed a referral up to Regmore, but the referral came just as I was like healing from my operation, so I left it and got another date. It was the 9th of August, finally got in, and you're sat in like a big waiting room. They take you through for your consultation. Very nice doctor. He, you know, talked to me about it and then had a feel and a look, and you know, he kind of says his opinion on what it might be, and then you go back to the waiting room. You go in for like a scan. So they run that over your breast. Yeah, and then she says what she thinks it is, and then her findings go back to the consultant. So you go back to the waiting room and you get called back into the consultant, and he explains his opinion, what the next steps are, and so on and so forth. His opinion was yeah, fibroadenoma, and that in a normal circumstance they would take a biopsy, but the risk of a biopsy is collapsing your lung, which they didn't want to risk doing just yet unless there was any severe changes with it, or his opinion was more leaning towards something different. So the working theory is that it's a fibroadenoma, and I've just to, as soon as I notice any changes in anything, I've got like a whole list of things to look out for. Then I go straight back to my GP for a referral back, and they will obviously talk to my consultant, with my respiratory consultant, and decide what to kind of do for that. The NHS little pamphlet I got given at the time, just explaining what it is, you know, how they think you would develop one, the different types and things like that. But there's been no changes, thankfully, so I think it's all good. There's sometimes a little bit of pain. You crack on, don't you? So there was that. Then that was before all the chest infection stuff and the antibiotics. So that whole thing happened over Halloween. Although I did still manage to enjoy Halloween. We did bacon with Michael's family, which was really fun. So there was that. And then because of all the infections, I got referred back to my consultant, my respiratory consultant. And so I went in. First thing, before you even see your consultant, they take you straight for an x-ray. So I go and I have the x-ray, just standard at this point, and then you get called in for your appointment with the consultant. And yeah, basically sat down and she said, "How are you feeling?" And I was like, okay, minus infections. And she says, "You must be knackered." And I was like, "Yeah, a lot, yeah." And she's like, "Right, let's go and just take a look." And I listened. So she listened to my heart, she had a look around at all my scars, she had a wee feel, and she looked at my ankles, which they hadn't done before in these appointments. That was fine. Went and sat back down, and she says, "Well, your x-ray looks okay. There's no pneumothorax, but you have pretty big lungs. They're very hyperinflated, which means, so when you're breathing, your whole muscles and your whole chest obviously expands to make room for the air in your lungs. And mine is my lungs are overinflating, which means my chest is constantly over expanding. And with all the surgeries, there's obviously muscles and tissue that's still trying to heal. That's making it more difficult with this hyperinflation. Yeah, there's that. So she understands that's causing quite a bit of the pain left. I just thought it's just nerve pain from having so many incisions, but it's most likely just this that's causing a good whack of the pain. And she said, "I was thinking about you about a month ago, and we were doing a study of young women who've had multiple pneumothoraxes." Yeah, I came up as part of that group discussion. It would appear that their opinion is I might not have emphysema, or it might not just be emphysema that's caused the damage to my lungs. Their theory is I have cystic lung disease. So there's that. So she's thinking, okay, the last time you had a CT scan was when your left lung was collapsed, so we only based everything on the right lung. So let's get a new CT scan done and let's get a proper look at what's going on. That CT scan is the 18th of December, so just before Christmas I'll get up to have the CT scan and hopefully get an appointment after that to speak to the consultant. What she said, her thinking is that hopefully before Christmas we'll get the answers, we'll know what's going on, and we'll know how we move forward with this if it is that's a diagnosis. What else did I have? Oh, she booked me in for a lung function test, and that was a week after that appointment. So it was last week, I think. I went in for my lung function test. Worst thing ever. Not really keen to go and do that ever again. The week before, I had 2 of my back teeth taken out up here. That has still not healed. There's an infection going on. I'm on antibiotics, so feeling crappy with that. So going up for a lung function test while feeling knackered on antibiotics, but we had to get it done. Yeah, I mean, most things I don't mind, especially now because I kind of know what's involved, but a lung function test I had no clue. So the night before I was like on YouTube like lung function test, what to expect. So you go in and the guy is setting everything up, and there's like this gun type looking thing, a mouthpiece on the end, There's the first test, which you have to do 3 or 4 times, or until he finds it accurate. I only had to do it 4 times. And you have to wait 4 minutes in between for it all to reset. And you like breathe normally, and then you take a huge breath in really quick, and then you really quickly breathe out as hard and as fast as you can, and you keep breathing out till all the air in your lungs is out, and then you have to hold it there until he says okay. And you have to do that until you get like a good average of your capability, I guess. And then your second test, he sets up so it's a different like gas going into it, so you breathe normally, and then as you take a deep breath in, there's a gas. I don't know if it's oxygen or what, but you suck that right in, and then you do it again, you breathe right out, and you do that 2 or 3 times. And in the last test, this is one at this point I was desperately struggling. I wanted it to be over. I was done. And so you start off breathing just normal, and then you take a huge breath in, and then a huge breath out, and all the while you're breathing in this gas, and like you're doing the normal breathing for what feels like minutes. And you do that twice, and then that's you. And at this point it was 40 minutes of doing this. It was awful, but got through it, got done. And then afterwards we went for Starbucks. I had the hot chocolate, Michael had, I don't know, his frappe, whatever it is, I don't know. And then we went to the range and we bought our Christmas decorations, which the Christmas vloggy stuff will probably be the next video. But yeah, that was done. And then a couple of days ago, you get through your, like, for patient records type thing, you get through what your consultant has sent to your GP. You get a copy of that through. So I'll give you the rundown of it. Oh yeah, this was the chest infection I had. So they did 2 sputum samples, and it was a staph aureus, now cleared with flucloxacillin. The plan, HRCT, which is a CT scan, and full lung function test, including lung volumes and transfer factor. And the follow-up is she'll telephone me with those results, and then she will see me after the CT results to discuss it all. And then it has like, it's a pleasure to see Helen clinic today. Contains to feel breathless with desaturation. Her oxygen saturations at home are 94 to 95%. They are 92 at rest today, and she desaturated in clinic. She feels extremely tired and fatigued. So basically my oxygen at home when I'm just sat chilling can go 95, 96 even. But if I'm moving around or I'm nervous, my oxygen will just dip. Like when we were doing the Christmas tree the other day, my oxygen dipped, and it dipped to 89, and I started to feel really dizzy, out of breath. So I come and sit down, I just get my breathing back to normal, and it'll go up again, you know. You kind of know how to deal with it after time. She's just saying that I continue to have pains around my intercostal region. Previously has been diagnosed with emphysema. This was based on her contrast enhanced CT thorax. While she had left pneumothorax, the diagnosis was based on what her right lung looked like. On examination, she is hyperexpanded. Her chest demonstrated quiet but vascular breathing. Her heart sounds pure. She has no heave or palpable murmur. Her pulse is in sinus rhythm. And then she's just put that discuss the benefits of undertaking a more detailed non-contrast CT scan, given the previous imaging was done in September 21. That was when I had my first collapse. This will assess the degree of lung disease that we are dealing with. It will allow us to assess both lungs more holistically, given they are now fully expanded. My concern is that I wonder whether we are dealing with emphysema alone, or whether there is a cystic lung disease underlying. Her presentations with, you know, the collapses. So I guess, I mean, it's not great news. Nobody wants to have issues, let alone 2, or even being told you have the like even emphysema or cystic lung disease. I mean, I don't want it, but it is what it is. But we'll just take it as it goes, I guess. Hopefully we can get it sorted, or at least like stable enough that it doesn't progress anymore. That the hyperexpansion may well explain her aches and pains around her chest if I'm hyperexpanded, which can cause discomfort in the muscle insertions. Now we're at the time of yeah, and then she's just saying that I'm now able to take the lung function test because of the successful pleurodesis, and she'll contact me with the results. So that was done. The lung function was done last week, so hopefully in a little while she'll get back to me and let me know how things have gone on with that. But so I'm kind of expecting not great news, but I mean, with everything that's gone on with my lungs, and it's not going to be too much of a surprise. But we'll take on whatever the next steps hold, and I will try to take you along with me for it. But yeah, we're just getting all in the Christmassy spirit. We have the decks up. I'm looking forward to Christmas despite knowing that there could be bad news, but we're just gonna go with it. And I will also need to show you what else we've been up to in the time that it has been since my last video. Now it's a couple of months. We got a new kitten. Her name is Phoebe. She's asleep or eating somewhere. She is officially our last pet that we're having. She's a wild child. You know when they say like humans, but your last is the most wild. 100% Phoebe. She is into everything. Complete opposite I'm asking. But yeah, she's made a perfect addition to our little pet family. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been an okay enough update, and I'll try and do some Christmassy activities. I thought I would introduce you to Phoebe just now because I was editing and the end part of my video got cut off. So I thought I would just add in this bit of let me see Phoebe. And she has just woken up. She's been asleep on top of the table. Told you she's weird. This is Phoebe. She's a beautiful girl. She is perfect. She's fun, she's full of life. Oh, and she's really chunky. She's really chunky girl. She loves her food. Hey, you do. She's so fun. She makes us laugh every single day. Yeah, she goes through a lot of food. Yeah, Phoebe goes through like 2 or 3 pouches of wet food a day, on top of eating whatever she can find. She's gotten into this habit of like scrounging next to Michael for his food. Phoebe will be about maybe 13 weeks now, so she's getting big. We got her when she was like 9 weeks. She's such good fun, and it's nice seeing her and Maskin playing. In the beginning they were not friends. Phoebe wanted to be like, oh, Maskin was like, no, I will kill you. So we got up like a partition thing so they could see each other through it, but they couldn't get to each other, and we started like feeding their bowls inward. And then one day we just opened the partition because they were not leaving each other alone. They were wanting to be each other's best friends now, so we just opened the thing and let them go, and ever since they've just been playing together like real sisters. It's good fun to see. I will insert some like funny footage of the both of them from like start to now. It's been good fun. Even Toby's enjoyed it. It was like 2 weeks ago Mazikeen got spayed. But yeah, everything went perfect. She's healed lovely. She's just bald in like part of her leg and her tummy. So yeah, but Phoebe and her got on really great. Like Mazikeen slapped her like whenever she was getting a bit too rough, so we didn't really need to intervene much at all. But I have to show you Phoebe. She's gone back to sleep on the table. She's so weird. She's just perfect. What are you doing, Phoebe? What are you doing asleep on the table? This is spiky. Let's move this out the way for you. Because it's spiky. Oh. Is that good? She says, Mom, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep, Mom. Even though I have beds all around the house, I want to sleep on the table. Because that's Phoebe. But yeah, thank you for watching and let me keep you updated. I've had fun filming the Christmas vlogs, well, the Christmas vlog. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.